Hey guys, welcome back to Hot Kopics episode 140 with myself, AGT, and the main man in the building, Doyle. How are we, fella?
Grand lad, look at this, lighting up me world, lad. I'm fantastic, yeah, I'm good.
Fantastic. Well, listen, smash that like button, get your comments in as we approach another really busy period for Liverpool. And guess what? No international break till March.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some time for us to pull away. No, but let's be humble. Let's be humble. Get your comments in. Obviously, big game against Southampton at the weekend. We'll be talking about the international break and all the news and ongoings in the world of LFC. And then obviously looking forward to that Southampton game on Sunday, where we will be doing a watch along. It would be myself, Doyle, and Scouse GK. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah?
He's coming. He's confirmed. He's ticked.
Fantastic.
He actually faced a Roberto Carlos free kick yesterday.
Wow.
In a game, so we'll speak
Did he
to
save
him
it?
about that. I'm not sure yet. He hasn't put the content out yet. And then obviously Real Madrid. This time next week we'll be preparing for Real Madrid, so we've got a big preview with Raul at the end of the week as well, which never ends well really for us on the Kop TV.
I've got to do a watch along as well for that one. I'm doing a watch along against them, and they love this because I just lose every time and then lose me cool, lad. So not going to do that this time.
Good for the channel then. Yeah. Right, guys. Before we get into the action today, a massive shout out to Liverpool FC Retail, because we've done a bit of a Christmas haul. As you can see, Doyle's got the light up sign there. We love that. It's going to be a firm fixture now of the podcast set. So we love that. But Doyle, I couldn't do a little haul, could I, in LFC 1, the flagship store for, Liverpool FC, without getting you something. Right?
With me?
I got you something, mate.
Is it
this?
this?
It's not that. It's better than that.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, the T-shirt. I actually saw Andy Robertson wearing this in the Reds Roundtable. If you haven't watched that, go and watch it on Liverpool's YouTube.
It's cool, that lad. I like it.
He was wearing this. It's obviously a Nike, Liverpool, big fan of it. So, you know, when you get these days, you got to treat yourself a little bit, don't you? But didn't mean that I wasn't thinking of anyone else. So let's do the haul.
Right. What have you got me, lad? What have you got me?
All right, I'm going to add stuff to the set as we go. Once again, shout out to LFC Retail. Look at that, Doyle. This isn't for you, this one. This is for the set. Liverpool. The best centre-back in the world. Maybe of all time.
It's got his little bobble on the back.
Perfect for any red, to be honest. I mean, this is our captain. This is, as I said, the best defender in the world. Got his little Virgil Holland Netherlands sign there
on his boots.
Get a little touch on that.
Bash.
Sick though, isn't it?
Yeah, belter.
They do other players as well.
Little belter, yeah.
Big up to him.
And again.
He's going straight there.
Bash.
Big Verge. Where should we have him?
Just guarding that top spot for us, lad, isn't it?
Just
going, top of the league, but you're not getting past.
There we go. He can go there. Yeah,
that's a brilliant. That's my stuff.
Love to see it. What else have I got? I got this. A wireless charging desk lamp, and I've used it already, right?
A wireless charging?
It's fantastic. So what you do is you open it up. It's got to be plugged into a USB.
You can charge your phone on it.
It's a lamp, and you can charge your phone on it as well.
Bloody brilliant, lad.
And it's one of them touch lamps, so it gives you about 3 different strengths of light.
That's wonderful for the studio.
Reading light, for the studio, for the bedroom. 15 quid. Great stocking filler for any red, to be honest. And again,
just a cool little gadget.
Charge your gadgets on there. iPad, iPhone. Big fan of this. So I'll be using that for sure. Cool. That is the wireless.
It's better than just having wires flying everywhere. That lad looks cool.
You know it. Got a new flag. Open that one up for us, Doyle.
New flag
for the studio. Just to intimidate people that come into this studio. Get your teeth on that one.
Do you know what's very cool?
Rip that open.
Very cool, right?
What have we got here?
We started this channel ages ago, and now we're getting little gifts from the actual Liverpool.
That's
like this is actually Liverpool retail place, like the actual official one. It's cool.
What does it say on it? I haven't actually seen it yet.
Oh, it's the new home kit, isn't it?
What is it? Oh, this is Anfield.
Yes, it's a
we
belter.
Love that. We love that.
This is going straight in the studio, this.
Why don't you whack it behind you now?
Can you see it?
Yeah, I think we can all see that. Yeah, this is Anfield. Absolutely beautiful. Moving on. Whilst Doyle sets that beautiful new This is Anfield sign up to get people intimidated as they come through the studio.
Anfield,
you know me, Doyle. I like a
little
hardback planner for the year. I get laughed at because I still have a paper diary that I like to make all my appointments in.
It's good to write things down.
I was thinking 2025, I'm going to need one. Hopefully, if you go to May and June, hopefully there'll be a few celebrations going on in 2025.
Champions League winners.
Whoa. let's slow our horses down a little bit. But yeah, really good quality. I'm a big fan of this. Got myself that for the season as it's ongoing. You know me, Doyle. Love a bit of golf, right? I got some Liverpool FC tees.
That's it.
And a couple of golf balls as well.
Have you got Liverpool on the golf balls?
Yes. Look.
Do you do? They're sick, mate.
So if you're into
no one can ever say it's not your ball now as well, lads.
Exactly,
Beat Belter.
And of course, I couldn't leave without getting some presents for the boys, right? And you know your favourite footballer for Liverpool.
Yes,
FC,
I do, lad.
Right?
I do.
And
Ali
I know
Macher.
it as well.
Ali Macher.
And there we go, right? I got Doyle.
Is that a bobblehead?
It is, a little pro star. Big up Doyle. Got his favourite player there.
It's like Ali Macher, lad.
I actually got one of these for Scouse GK. I got Allison.
Oh, you Belter. You'll love that.
Stick that down.
Can I open this now?
Yeah, get it open. You can have it in front of there as well. Why not?
Belter.
And I got Mario one. Scouser in our team. I got him Trent.
Oh yeah,
well.
fair play.
So
That makes sense to him.
Yeah. And in the LFC bag as well. So I got the T-shirt, the Virgil toy, which again, if you didn't hear it before, perfect for your kids. Have us as a little pillow on the bed. Do you know what? I had this bag in the flat the other day, and little Gus, right, the little git, right, he saw this
Gus
hanging out the bag, and I came into my bedroom and heard. I went, what's going on? I looked down. He was trying to get to Virgil, wasn't he?
Right? You can't have
broken enough of my toys and memorabilia and Kop TV microphones, Gus. This one is not for you. This is firmly staying in the studio. Big Verge, yeah? Big him up. And just to round all this up and show you what else you can get in the LF store as a Christmas present for a red all around the world, I've made a little video, Doyle.
Oh,
right?
cute.
Get on this, people.
Cute.
Right, you join me outside the flagship L1 store of this country's most successful football club. Let me show you which are the best gifts to buy with Christmas coming around the corner for your friends and family. Let's go. Absolute classic. Nothing beats a game of Monopoly after a few turkey sandwiches around Christmas. One for the Scousers here, passport cover. We're not English, we're Scouse. I hope none of the actual Liverpool players are eating these over Christmas, but for everyone else, an absolute staple round the fire on Christmas Day. What a throwback these are, by the way. Got to get something for them furry friends in the family, eh? I'm sure Gus will love these. Ooh, retro vibes. Who do these shirts remind you of? Let us know in the comments. Getting this for the old man. Loves a bit of golf. Oh, I better get something for Mario and Doyle. Mario is getting Trent, and Doyle's getting McAllister. Going straight in my basket. Got my bits, let's go up there and pay. Just these, please, fella. Perfect. Right, as you can tell, I've been firmly boxed off. I've got all my gifts that I need now for Christmas. If you're a red, you must get down here. I've got incredible gifts for any red all over the land. You never walk alone. And a happy Christmas. Hopefully, an even better New Year.
Well, there you go, Doyle. That is your whistle-stop tour of the LFC L1 store.
It is amazing. Honestly, isn't he boss like a little daytime presenter? I love watching them little videos, you know.
Virgil's going there, actually.
Yeah, he's absolutely stay there, lad. Next to Bobby's boots, lad.
Next to Bobby's boots.
I love these little. I love me little Macher toy here, lad. Thank you very much.
So I'm going to put a link in the description. The Christmas range at LFC Retail has dropped, and if you are in Liverpool over the festive period, you gotta check into the store, because it's not just, you know, it's the shirts, obviously the home away, the jackets, the training gear, which I absolutely love. Yeah, it's all these little bits as well, which make great stocking fillers. So once again, massive shout out to LFC Retail for looking after us. And again, if you want to get a few stocking fillers, some entertaining Monopoly, Sabutio, we've got Guess Who in there as well.
Sabutio's cool.
It's a very old school classic, isn't it? You got to get down to the store and get yourself some goodies. Right, let's get into the episode. Do you know what? Just before we start talking about the international break and how Liverpool players did really well, Doyle. Yeah. I was in bed last night, tucking myself in to get ready for this show. Relax yourself.
It sounds a bit nice.
And I got a video. I got a request DM, right? I don't really look at them, to be honest, but I got this requested DM and I clicked on it.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy, and I have to shout him out, right? Big him up. Jimmy G, he's called. Jimmy G. I think he's from Colombia, but he lives in New York City. And he messaged me, right, saying, "Hey, Alex, what's going on, bro? Just wanted to reach out and show you something that I had to spin through my block for in my town. I was driving by, and you were on the screen at a Mexican restaurant.
Mad.
When he said that, I thought,
What?
huh? Watch this.
It's there.
Look
That's
at that.
there.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's
really?
there. You literally, I can't.
It's mad.
It's scary
It's
how
really,
far.
really mad.
The producers just put the restaurant was empty though. So
Doesn't
what, lad?
matter. Go away, Hass, mate.
It's cool how far it actually goes. We can't think about it. You can't fathom it, really. We just turn up here and then that's it, really. We don't really think about how far it reaches and all the different countries that people watch it in. That's America, in New York.
You know what's funny? That's
mad.
the David Coote video as well, where I'm slagging David Coote off.
Also, did you notice yet, like last week, right, on our show, he called him out, randomly. It wasn't before this video. It didn't happen, lad. The video didn't exist. And literally, Gilly was like, David Coote, you muppet buddy, And literally 2 hours later, what happened?
Well,
that was
the whole world.
This is why you watch this program, because we know.
We're one step ahead, really. Aren't
we know, buddy.
Yeah, we know stuff. So yeah, he lives in New York City. I was like, that is incredible. I can't believe it.
It's
Big
amazing,
up to
lad.
you. And he said, thank you. I had to spin the block. I live in Portchester, New York. Had to show love. And he said, yeah, big up to you, making it worldwide. And he said, if you can, shout me out. My name is Jimmy G from NYC. I appreciate it.
Legend.
And then he sent this voice note as well. Let's see what he said.
Gracias, parce, y buena suerte. Gracias, parce, y buena suerte con todo con usted. Y una favor, cuídale mucho a Lucho. Vamos, Colombia, hijo de puta.
Maybe the last bit was
So
a bit.
he said, good luck with everything. One favor, shout out Colombia and Lucho Diaz. He's Colombian. So Joe, Jimmy G, big up to you,
Legend,
man.
lads.
Right, we'll get you on the show one day or
So cool.
link up in New York.
So
next
cool,
day.
lad.
It really is cool. Right, let's get into the international stuff because as you can see on this thumbnail, Liverpool players have done all right
Very
this
all right,
international
actually.
break, and we're kind of getting used to it. We'll start off with Queeveen.
Yeah.
Obviously, England battered Ireland 5-0 last night at Wembley, but we'll forget that bit because
Before that
he
game,
did save a penalty, a great save as well against Finland, which allowed Ireland to actually pick up the 3 points.
Yeah. Brilliant,
Great save, and I think
brilliant
he's
save.
now really established himself now as, Ireland's #1 goalkeeper for sure. So, yes, he conceded 5 last night. Defensively, England really had to wait for Ireland to go down to 10 men before they could do anything, really. But again, Queeveen Keller showing the world on the global stage that he is one of the top 5 goalkeepers in world football right now.
say it every time. It's not just his performances. He deals with pressure unbelievably well. He is a top-class goalkeeper. He's a first-team goalkeeper in any other team. I don't know, can you put 5 goalkeepers ahead of him in the league? Do it. I want to see it in the comments because I'm not saying that to say he's better than everybody. I genuinely, I'm trying to think of better goalkeepers in the league than him, and I can't think of any. We've got Ali. Emi Martinez is good. You've got Edison, he's all right.
Raya. Oblak.
Yeah, no, in the Prem.
Oh,
in the Prem. Honestly, I can't. I'm struggling to
Better than
find.
Pickford.
He is better than
100%
Pickford,
better
lad,
than
without a
Pickford.
doubt. Struggling to
Without
find it.
question.
Love him, lads. We absolutely love him. It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
And eventually he will leave. But do you know what? It's just an absolute pleasure to watch him play for his country, where he's the main man. He's their hope going forward. I mean, if you look at the Ireland squad, Evan Ferguson, Sammy Smodics, you've got Nathan Collins.
Little players in there, lads.
They're starting to build a decent spine,
Yeah.
And if they can just fill in the gaps, around that, then they're looking at a decent team. And when you look at the save itself, it was a pressure
class.
moment, right? It was 10 minutes to go. They had to win that game, and obviously the hope was a bit deflated, at Wembley in the end, but they had to win that game, man.
He's sticking a price tag on himself, isn't he? He really is. This last season and a half, without a doubt, he's played well before that. But the last season and a half, he's really saying to somebody, "Come and get me, lad, because I am amazing."
How
And he
much
is.
do you think he's worth? Or how much should Liverpool accept for him? Because again, we don't want him to leave, but with Mamardashvili coming through the door in the summer, obviously Alisson's still there. Jaros is around as well, but I do think it's time for him to move on. But if you were Liverpool, what's the price tag you'd slap on his head?
Because he's a goalkeeper, right? You don't really pay him a lot for goalkeepers, but 40 mil, 50 mil.
See, I was going to say 50
Yeah.
as a starting point.
Yeah.
I mean, when
He's
you
that
look
good.
at his trophies that he's won at Liverpool, and not only the trophies is one, but his involvement in those trophies, in those finals, you know, scoring penalties for Liverpool, saving penalties for Liverpool. He's got the best playing to save penalty ratio. Let me start again. I think he's played about 30-odd games or 50-odd games for Liverpool, and I think 6 or 7 of them have been penalty shootout wins, which is the highest ratio of any goalkeeper for Liverpool Football Club. So once again, Queeveen Kelleher does himself a world of good, and he might even start on Sunday.
I think he probably should. I don't think Ali is fit enough, right? Is he? He might be coming back from injury, but I still think we should keep the form that Kelly's got. I don't even want to see Kelly. Oh, do you know what? It's mad. Should Kelly start Southampton, Real Madrid, and then City? It's hard to say, innit? If you don't
start him against Southampton, you would say
keep him.
Keep him.
Yeah.
But if you do start him, it would be weird to bring Ali back in for that Madrid game.
Big game to bring him in for, lad.
But big goalkeeper, big game, big
and he's that guy as well, isn't
Ali
he?
is that guy.
It's just that's how mad it is that Kelly's making us go, should we just keep you in goal, lad? That's ridiculous. Alisson is one of the best goalkeepers I've ever seen in my life. He really is.
No, he's just... He gets better with age.
We're so lucky, lad, honestly, this team. Jurgen Klopp, what he's done here, mate, in this team, and the goalkeeping coach, who are you, lad? Because you need a race, I said it last week.
100%. So, yeah, he had a belter in that first game, not so much in the second game. Tsimikas almost scored for Greece against England. You know, he's never scored.
Yeah.
Never scored for Liverpool. And he had a shot saved at the front stick. Obviously, England went on to win that game.
What's wrong with that left back?
And Tsimikas, he came off, but he was the closest that Greece actually had to scoring a goal. I just would have thought...
Him and Robbo are just allergic to goals, aren't they, lad? I know Robbo scored 1 or 2, lad, but they don't score many. And every time I see Robbo or Tsimikas go for a shot, I'm like, it's going to be crap.
Do you know what? We were actually spoilt with Jonani Risa as a left back, because not only did he have a great shot on him, which obviously these left backs don't, the ones we're talking about, Robbo and Simi, but I think he scored like 35 goals.
Insane amount, lad, yeah. He scored 3 kicks as well, didn't he?
Scored 3 kicks as well. So going through that same game, Greece v England, we have to talk about Curtis Jones.
Yeah, mate.
Because it was a man of the match performance from him on last Thursday. The goal itself, Doyle, I mean, he scored goals like that for England under 21. We've seen some of the goals that he scored for Liverpool. Talk to me about that finish, because the weight on the strike, as it's coming from behind, it's fantastic.
Round the corner. It's just one of them, lad. He's oozing with confidence at the moment. You've seen his performances for Liverpool. I can't remember what game he played, but there was a game when he was just running through bodies. Like, there was 3 men there, and he would dribble through them. He's composed. He's feeling himself. You can see it.
Game.
Yeah. And you're seeing it, lad. He's running through people. I love what I'm seeing from Kerkez, to be honest with you, especially with all the noise around Trent and him potentially leaving. You want a scouser in the team that's doing well, and he is thriving, lad. It's ever since Slot's come in, it's almost like he's like, yeah, this is exactly what I like. I like the ball at my feet constantly. I like to move it about. I like to hold onto the ball as long as possible. It's honestly beautiful to see, because I'm going to be totally honest with you, lad. I didn't see this coming. I really didn't, lad. I thought Curtis had sort of hit his level and he'd be a great little Premier League player, but he wouldn't necessarily be a starter for Liverpool. Now, you can't not start him, lad, when he's doing things like this in the international break after playing so many intense games as well. This is good, this, you know.
Very good. Yeah.
I can't believe how lucky we are. Like, I'm looking at it, and I know other fans are looking at this going, what's going on, lad? Like, how is Ryan Gravenberch and Curtis turned into 2 phenomenal footballers, lad? Like, they were already good, but now they're phenomenal. They are top players, mate.
Top.
Brilliant finish. Through his body, lets it go through. Confidence like mad. Just lets it, what's he do? Like the little flick on, goes past the keeper. Even the keeper goes, looks at the ball and stops, lad.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, what? As he's on the floor.
So he gets some pace on the ball.
Brilliant,
with that back heel kind of shot, because the ball's coming from behind. It's actually the only shot that he can do in that position.
He's far away for that type of shot, and his body's in between it, lad. It's honestly... Like, Ronaldinho will be happy with that, lad. It's top class, mate.
If Messi did that, if Ronaldo did that, we'd
people
be saying,
going
wow,
crazy.
Look at that. Highlight reels for weeks. But did you see Stevie G's Instagram story after? He said, find the FA, find the coaches. They're late on realising the greatness that we've got here with Curtis. Because obviously Stevie had him at under 18 at Liverpool.
And he said about him, didn't he? He mentioned him. He was going to be a special player. Lad, I remember me barber in Liverpool, Mick. Love you, lad. Congratulations on your wedding. He used to cut his hair when he was like 17, 16, lad. And he said that he used to say to him, I'm going to play for the first team of Liverpool, lad. And he was like, hi, lad. And he was like, lad, believe me, I'm going to do it. Honestly, I love it. He just oozes with confidence, lad.
And in Gerrard's book, I think it's under there. There's a section, I remember reading it. And he said, watch out for Curtis Jones. It's the only player that he actually
Mentioned in the
highlights and said, look out for him. And he's 23 now. And you look at England's midfield and you think there was definitely a space for him.
Creative
maybe
midfielder.
2 years ago when he was on that purple patch as well. He's obviously been unlucky with injuries, but Curtis Jones has arrived, people.
He has. He really
We're looking at a full of confidence 23-year-old who's now been
man.
playing for 5 years for Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know, that experience that he's
Hungry.
got. He's probably going to be a captain one day in the future if he stays. So we're all aboard the Curtis Jones train. Let us know what you think to that as well.
Lad.
Fantastic, and played quite well against Ireland as well. But big headache for Thomas Tuchel when he comes in to sort out that midfield, because without all those players that withdrew, England actually looked a bit better.
Yeah, we did.
To be honest.
It's players that were hungry, innit? Players that want to play. That's what it is.
There was a draw for France against Israel on Thursday last week, but they did beat Italy last night. And guess who was the captain for that game?
Better be in Konate.
Ibu Konate, right? Was the captain for the game. He played in the defence alongside William Saliba.
I've got a question for you after we talked about all this, like, because we're talking about how exceptional all of our players are playing at the moment, but I can't quite pick one player that's excelled more than anybody else.
Good headache to have, though, isn't it?
It's insane, because when I think about Ibu, you just mentioned him now, captain of France, he wasn't favoured particularly by Deschamps, right? Neither was Saliba. But now he's seen his performances. He must be watching him for Liverpool, lad. He's an absolute unit. He's intelligent. He's always there, lad. He plays with top-class defenders. Honestly, Ibu's one of the best in the world, not just in the Prem, lad, in the world.
For sure.
It's wonderful to see him thriving, lad. I would like to see Saliba next to him. Was just Saliba next to him?
Saliba played,
good.
yeah.
That if you do that, France,
yeah,
the world's pretty much locked
do you know
out
what?
to your goal, lad.
They've lost Benzema, they've lost Griezmann, but if you look at the team still, some of the lads that they didn't even bring on, Upamecano, Elise, Coman, Kante, Teo Hernandez, and Thuram and Muani were up front with Nkunku just in behind. Guendouzi's still in that team. I'm not quite sure how, but they have lost some massive names.
They have.
But
they're
still doing their thing, man. So big up to Konate for actually leading Les Bleus.
What score was it?
3-1. They beat Italy. Also, there was a bit of a Liverpool matchup between Hungary and the Netherlands.
Oh, right, yeah.
There was a bit of a sad moment in that game where one of the coaching staff from the Hungary team collapsed, and there was around about a 15-minute period where they had to go off the pitch and come back on.
Hungary have suffered 2 of these, haven't they?
Yeah.
in like 3-4 games.
Yeah,
or something.
and Szoboszlai, you know, in his interview after as the captain, just lost 4-0. You know, he still spoke to the press and made sure that, you know, he paid his respects. And yeah, obviously we're hoping for the very best for
I like seeing
the coaching staff.
captain as well. It sort of brings out another element of his personality and character that you don't really see at Liverpool sometimes. I think you do with his work rate, but he likes to lead the line. You can see it emotionally as well. I really appreciate that.
He likes that responsibility on his shoulders, doesn't he? He takes it on.
Like welcomely.
100%. But the Netherlands beat Hungary 4-0, and Cody Gakpo scored a penalty in the 12th minute of added time in the first half because of that delay.
He always scores for Netherlands, that doesn't surprise me.
But it's funny because Weghorst scored a pen. So the collapse happened really early. They came back on the pitch and Weghorst scored a penalty and did a knee slide. It was just a bit like,
what are you doing?
Like, read the room a little bit. Like, that's not the place for it. So they got another penalty and Gakpo went, you're not doing that again. I'll have the ball. Scored, and very muted celebration. So I respect him for that.
Good lads.
But yeah, only 2 shots from the Hungarians in that game. But speaking of Hungary, Kerkez, right? We've been linked with him this week, Doyle. Very impressive left back who has had great games against the likes of Arsenal and Man City recently. Got 2 assists in those games
young
as well.
Very young.
Yeah, what is he? 21?
Yeah.
And obviously, we are semi in the market for a left back. I'd say come the summertime, we might have to refresh that kind of position. Maybe Tsimikas leaves. I think Robbo's going to stick around, of course. But Kerkez, you know, for someone who is playing for Bournemouth, with all due respect, for him to be, you know, a fixture now in the international team, got that Premier League experience. We have looked at Ryan Aït-Nouri as well.
Yeah.
But if you are looking for that next Robbo, if you want to call it that,
I'd say that.
Would you go for Kerkez? Let us know. This is a big hot topic. Kerkez, are you happy with the links? And would you like to see him join Liverpool?
It's a lot more solid. I know he's brilliant going forward, but I think he'll struggle going back. And we've got Trent and he stays. Then we don't need both.
We might not have him next season.
But I like the thought of him coming in because Bournemouth are actually a fantastic team, lad, and they played well this year. They beat Arsenal and Man City
back to back.
They're a good football team. They are, and I really like them. So I think he'd be a great addition. It's just sad that our Robbo is we looking to replace him, and we've got to be honest, his performances haven't been the Robbo standard.
They haven't been, but
they're
I
not
think
being terrible
people
either.
were writing him off after a bad half at Arsenal.
I agree.
And then in the last game against Villa, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
I think people are very, very quick to write people off.
Fickle,
If this was 20 years ago, you could probably get away with having 3 or 4 bad games in a
Bad
row.
games, lad.
5, and no one would even mention you getting sold or replaced, or they're looking to move you on, or his legs have gone. I think this social media era, being a fullback, it's an occupational hazard. You will get cooked, you will get skinned, and you will be made to look like a sausage sometimes because you're playing up against some of the best wingers in the Prem and the world. But to write Robbo off, I think, is very, very premature. I'm not saying you're doing it, but I'm saying I've heard a lot of rubbish recently about him.
Yeah, when you think of Robbo's character and he thinks about all this himself, he's a person, right? I think it'll put fire under him. I really do. I think he'll be like, yeah, I'm not doing well, so let's see. Yeah. I think I've seen a quote from him actually that said, I've got doubters for the first time in a long time. And just go and prove them wrong, Robbo, lad. I absolutely back you to do that. You've got the spirit, you've got the energy for it. Like, go and show them.
Captain of Scotland as well.
Go and show them.
And he captained Scotland to a win.
And cultured left foot on him when he wants, lad. His crosses are fantastic when he wants to. So just get back to that, lad.
Yeah, and they beat Croatia at the weekend. John McGinn.
But that wasn't Robbo, was it? It wasn't. That was all a hit. Ben Doak, lads. That was him, lad.
That was the other player I wanted to go back to. He is obviously a Liverpool player.
Yeah.
But he is at Middlesbrough this season. Has done really well.
Yeah.
And I mean, to the point where Steve Clark, the manager, saying, would it even be fair to play him in this many games in a row in such a short period of time for Scotland? But just direct, really. I mean, him against Vardy the other night. I don't know if you saw that clip. Absolutely skinned him, mate, on the halfway line.
Bing round and spins around his body, lad. Insane.
It's just rapid.
Yeah, insane.
Absolutely rapid.
But also clever and creative. Like that's what you want from players, right? You want players that excite you. What's Ben Doak like? Because that's what he does.
He gets you off your feet.
Tiny as well.
He gets you off your feet. He's so young, so small. Me and P Mac were at his debut a couple of years ago when I think it was Derby at home in the Cup. We actually won that on penalty shootout.
Boss, when you see them in the little debuts, I seen Trent in one of his first games at Tranmere when he was 16.
Yeah, big him up, man. So yeah, Liverpool players did well this international break. I'm really happy with the performances.
They always do. Lucho played. Lucho and Darwin played each other as well, right?
Yeah, and it kicked off a little bit in that game as well. The thing with international breaks is obviously all the European teams play in the Nations League, and the last Nations League game is tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at some of these games. They're pretty much dead rubbers, if I'm honest. There's no big games really apart from maybe Croatia, Portugal, Spain, Switzerland. But the rest, with all due respect, are dead rubbers. But obviously that's one part of the world. But all of our top players as well are in South America right now. So those games don't finish till midnight, 2 a.m. Thursday morning.
No, they can't play on Sunday. It's as simple as that. None of them players will play on Sunday.
So we're looking at Darwin, Lucho, Maka.
It would have been Ali as well, but
it would have been Ali, but he didn't go. I am also hearing that Virgil has joined or rejoined the UK and has left the camp early for the Netherlands, which is great. Gakpo will come back. Gravenberch will come back. That's why he's on the show. I love that. Singing again. There he is. You won't shut up. So obviously we'll keep an eye on those games. It's Uruguay, Brazil, I think, in a couple of days as well. So again, hoping for no injuries there. But this is something that we discuss after the end of every international break pretty much, is because of these late finishes for the South American players, can you play them on Sunday? I mean, they literally won't get a day's travel, because if you think about it, let's say they arrive back in the UK on a Friday, maybe have a good sleep, have a bit of a lie-in, but on Saturday afternoon you've got to go to Southampton,
you can't play,
so you won't train.
Can't play. And lucky for us, what have we just been talking about, lad? The enriched depth that we had, depth in our team, lad. No problem. Lucho, you can't start. We've got Gakpo there, lad. Doesn't matter. It's Darwin, you can't start. Don't worry, lad. We've got Jota there, lad. He can start. It's one of them, lad. We've got such flexibility in the team now. It doesn't really scare me. The one for me is Mache. I think out of the 3 midfielders that we always play, or 4, so we're talking about Kerkez, Ryan, Dom, and Mache. For me, Mache's the most reliable player that we have on the team. He can do.
There he is.
Honestly, like, which one is he?
That one. That one.
This one?
Get him out, actually. Get him out, because he's yours.
Get him out.
Get him out. Right, we're talking about him now.
For me, lads, I just think he's the most reliable. Do you know, he can do everything. He can shoot, he can pass, he can tackle, he can cover space, he can do one-touch passes, he can do two-touch passing, he can do whatever he wants. Macha will be sound. Don't worry about him. Let everyone else get on with the job. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I do worry when he's not in our midfield, lad. Look at him there, right there. But he's got the same skin fade as me, isn't he, lad?
Good on you.
Yeah, that's the one thing. He's the one player that I worry about. I don't think so. Who do we start? We start Ryan, Kerkez, and Dom. Yeah, great midfield, but hasn't got that man that ticks along, gets the ball rolling, and doesn't want to take the star rolls and run it to the top of the pitch. He just wants to get the ball moving. Don't think we have that. Can prove me wrong, right? Kerkez and John and Ryan have played together already, but I just feel like Macha offers a different level of stability. I really do. So he's the only one I'm worried about, really.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was an interview where he came out this week whilst on international duty and said he was playing in a deeper role under Jurgen Klopp last season. This year he's been still a double pivot, but I do think this year he's got a little bit more license because someone like Ryan, who's got the most interceptions in the Prem and the Champions League, he almost says, look, don't desert me, but if you want to join an attack, go for it.
Yeah.
Obviously get back in time if we lose the ball, but I think Ryan gives him that extra safety to just go and roam a little bit more.
Yeah. His boss on the edge of the box, Mache, is sick, lad. And I actually think he's better than Ryan and Kerkez on the edge of the box. Do you get what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the goal? Right, obviously we all remember Fulham. Fulham, insane. Oh my
strike,
God.
Man.
But the one for me that stuck out the most, do you remember Sheffield?
Yes.
Yeah, and he leaded it, right? And
it.
I mean, put his foot through it, lad. Locked ankle.
Almost broke the net.
Yeah.
Actually.
That's the type of shot where I
feel
really...
sorry for the net.
Obviously, the Fulham goal's better, but that type of shot, I can't explain why I like that more. It reminds me of a Gerrard type shot. It's one that you have to hit so perfectly that I trust your technique, lad. I trust you to do that again because I've seen you do it now.
Yeah.
Even more so than Szoboszlai. I mean what I say. He's the most reliable player on the team. Love him.
Let us know if you agree with that hot Kopic. Is McAllister the most reliable player in the team?
In my opinion.
Just to round off the international stuff. So it's Colombia, Ecuador on the 19th. So tomorrow night. That's 11 o'clock our time. Hopefully Lucho gets through that one unscathed. And then again, Brazil, Uruguay. Such a big game.
Huge. Right?
Between two massive countries. But that one doesn't finish until 3 a.m. Thursday, our time. So for them... Let's say they finish that one 11 o'clock their time, straight on the jet, straight back to the UK, get some sleep. It's unbelievable, isn't it? How far and the miles that they clock up on these international breaks and the physical and mental toughness it takes. Did you see before the international break, Konate was moaning about having to play or having to get an hour flight to France to play? And Maka went, I've got to get a 13-hour flight.
Shut up, buddy.
There and back.
Yeah.
Kind of telling him to shut up.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
They've got a funny little thing going on. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
With the Konate's like all the French people are anti, they're like fashionistas. They're all like cool and that, bro. So they can wear like bags on their head and nets and that, But Macha calls him out all the time, lad. And he's posted 3 pictures in a row going like bad, less bad, better.
Yeah. Rating his fits, man. Konate is very stylish, I have to say. He's one of the coolest customers.
Yeah.
One of the coolest customers. I love him. Big him up, man.
Absolutely is, lad. I agree.
So yeah, listen, the international break for Liverpool players isn't technically over. We can speak about that on Thursday when we do a preview for the Southampton game. But Arne Slot has explained a slight issue at Liverpool and how he is overcoming it during the international break.
What?
We'll read this now. He says, let's get on to it. He says, rather than spending his time crossing his fingers and hoping his players avoid serious injury, the Reds coach has had a good reason for making the most of the international break. He says, my family has stayed in Holland. That means that if I'm here, 99% of my time is working, maybe occasionally play a game of paddle with my staff members, go home, eat, take the computer out. Don't know what that means. It's not a dog. Watch the training sessions back, prepare for the meeting. So if there's a day off, it's always a bit like, I would have preferred to have a training session. The question is, if you are becoming better like this, you can also do too much. But for now, it works for me. We play many games. Family comes over once in a while. And yeah, it's good to hear from the lad.
I like his mentality.
He says, nobody has to feel sorry for me as a Liverpool manager. Don't feel sorry for me. Private life is different. Private life is different, but still acceptable. And I can even say it's still good. I can switch off. I need it as well because I put so much effort in. Yeah, and he completely switches off. So good to see the gaffer getting a bit of, you know, relaxing time in during the international break.
He's very professional about everything. He knows it's almost like he's been here and done this before type of thing, and you haven't, because this is the Premier League.
Yeah,
but
he just takes it in his stride.
He really does.
Nothing really phases him from what we've seen so far this season. It's very much, yep, we'll get on with this. 3-0 win at Old Trafford. Yep. Move on. Got another game next week.
Very, very, very.
Do you know what? I love the Dutch.
Very Dutch, lad.
I think the Dutch are fantastic people. They're always up for a good time. Yeah. Always up for a party. You guys like the party?
What was his name, lad?
Sick Rick. Yeah, we had a funny encounter with a local Dutch person in Amsterdam when we went for the Ajax game a couple of years ago, and we're looking to go to Eindhoven as well.
That would be cool.
So yeah, man, listen, it's been a successful international break. Touch wood, none of our big stars get injured.
And some of them stayed as well. Mo's been stayed
Mo
there,
stayed,
so
nice and fresh. He did a great speech
Trent.
last night, dressed up nice and smart. Obviously, Trent's had a bit of time off as well.
Jota's going to be bad.
Jota, and just to wrap this up, obviously the international break finishing means that Alisson, Jota, Elliott, and who else?
Trent.
Still out, and Chiesa and Trent should, touch wood once more, all be nearing their return for Liverpool at such a crucial time. We've got Southampton Sunday, Real Madrid Wednesday, Man City Sunday after that, and then I think we go to Newcastle, then Everton, then Girona. So such a tough period coming up, but
we're halfway through it though.
We're halfway through it and we're top of the league.
We're halfway through.
That's the good thing. But we feet on the ground. Who do you want to see back the most? Who are we missing the most out of these players?
Jota. We need Jota back, lads.
How big a compliment is that to Alisson that we're not saying Alisson? To Kelleher, sorry.
I'm sorry, Ali, lad. Honestly, it's not that he's not a good goalkeeper. He's fantastic. It's just that Kelly's doing a fantastic job in your absence, whereas Darwin Núñez is doing a great job. But I just feel like Jota offers that clinical finishing that we don't have other than Mo Salah. He just does. And we need him.
I can't wait to see Harvey, bro.
Yeah, me too. But I just want to see Darwin and Jota get game time because they both work in different ways and it's effective in a game, lad. If you take Jota off on the 60th minute and bring Núñez on that time, he has an impact on the game. I need that dynamicness. I really do. I want to keep them lads on the wing. Diaz and Gakpo, keep them on the wing.
100%. Really looking forward to seeing them all back. And Virgil is back now as well, maybe, to sign that contract. Who knows?
Fantastic.
Right, once more, massive shout out to LFC Retail for hooking us up. Got the t-shirt there. You can find this on Andy Robertson in the Reds Roundtable chat. We've got the light up sign, perfect for the youngsters. Above the bed, perhaps. We've got the Pro Stars, a real throwback. I used to collect these as a kid.
Belters, lad.
Had to pick up one for Doyle. Got a Trent one, got an Alisson one. Got a beautiful diary. Got Virgil, right? And he sings. We've got the desk lamp. We've got the golf balls. We've got the This Is Anfield sign. Massive shout out to LFC Retail. Getting you prepared for all your gifts for all the Reds in your family this Christmas.
Coming up.
Doyle, great to have you on. This time next week, we'll be talking about previewing the Real Madrid game. We're obviously doing a watch along on Sunday, so make sure you're around for that one. We can't wait. Myself, Doyle, Scouse GK will be around this table. And again, we've got a big preview of Raul coming out. But we will be back on Thursday with another match preview in depth this time for the Southampton game. Episode 140. We're approaching 150 not out, Doyle. So make sure you at home, you like, comment and subscribe. And just like Jimmy G, let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah, really.
If you ever see the Kop TV on a little screen somewhere in Timbuktu or Nicaragua or South America, take a video of it. Let us know. Right? Massive shout out to everyone for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. All the best.